Hello, everyone. Let's have a little talk about depression, anxiety, night terrors, post-traumatic stress disorder, all of the good things to talk about. So, ask yourself this question: what would you do if everything you've ever worked for was taken away from you? Your career, like you know, just just everything you've worked for in your whole life was just stripped from you. And stripped from you for no reason at all. How would you react? How would you handle if that happened to you? You know, some of you may laugh or whatever, joke about the videos I've been making and posting, but honestly, I've reached a point where I need to get this stuff off my chest and just get it out there and let people know exactly what's happening and what's going on. It's most of it makes no sense at all. But hey, it's fucking happening, all right? I'll show you the documents, I'll show you the documentations, I'll show you the statements. I'll show you everything that I have that's physical. The stuff that I don't have is stuff that has been erased, deleted, or held where I can't get it. Where they're refusing to give me the information. But all the information I have, it's an open book. If you're local to the Springfield area, I will meet up with you and I will show you all the documents. I will show you all the paperwork so you can actually see exactly what's going on. So, when you lose your job and you lose your career and, and then you're facing false criminal charges from over 5-6 years prior, where the police had told you that the person was unreliable and the charges were never going to be filed against you, but then all of a sudden the district attorney's office tells them to file, so they file even though they have no evidence, and they deleted all the files and the evidence that they requested from the alleged victim. The alleged victim refused to provide them, which is actually a crime right there. But no, the person's not getting charged with that. So yeah, and then all of a sudden, within a month or whatever, about a month or so, you get hit with another false criminal charge. This one, where you're being charged for not turning in, property to a police department in a state where the property's not even located at, and where the police have no legal authority to actually have the property delivered to them. Okay. So that's another one. And that one I get arrested at 3 o'clock in the morning. And when they bring me to they had some fun with me while I was in cuffs. Let's just put it that way. Yeah, let's just put it this way, that I was tied to a fucking bed and my clothes were cut off of me. Yeah. That was fun. Then they didn't want to release me after the judge ordered that I be released. Another fun one, right? Oh yeah, and then they wanted me on a $500 cash bail, right? Only one in my family who had access to that kind of money was me, even though I didn't have access to it because I had no access to an ATM. Okay. And then when we go to court, before a judge, the assistant district attorney handling the case wants to then raise it from $500 to $5,000. And my court-appointed public defender at the time argued, saying, half an hour ago you asked for $500. Why are you asking for $5,000 now? But once again, because I have a history of showing up to court, I was released after the judge ordered that I go to another state and turn in property that's legally held in another state to the Springfield Police Department, because that's what they wanted, and that's why they were charging me with a crime. Yeah, fucked up. So, when you look at that, right, okay. And then I go in for a motion to dismiss, the original one, and the assistant district attorney is not ready. Oh yeah, hold on. The property issue was because the Hamden County District Attorney's Office reached out to the Springfield Police Department and told them to do this after telling the Munson Police Department to file the other one. So the District Attorney's Office is telling Munson to file one, telling Springfield to file another one. Okay. So I go for the motion to dismiss, and when my stuff's not called to be heard during the morning session, first session, I go to a bailiff and ask him what's going on, and he's like, oh, well, the ADA is not ready for your case. Hold on. Like, what do you mean the ADA is not ready? First off, how the hell did you know that the ADA is not ready? You're just a court officer. Like, the way the court system is supposed to work is pretty simple. You have the defendant, myself. You have the plaintiff, which is the Commonwealth, which is the district attorney's office. And then you have a neutral, non-biased court, which is the judge, the clerk magistrate, the bailiffs. All of these guys are supposed to be neutral parties. Yet, the ADA, the plaintiff, circumvents me and contacts them and makes it where it's not being heard right then and there. And then, I'm not wearing a mask because I'm having a breathing situation. And then when I put the mask on, as I'm ordered to do, as you can see in the video footage that I posted up on this YouTube channel, or on my YouTube channel, JP Donnelly 8. So, after I put the mask on, I'm told to leave. Remember, I've got a motion to be heard that day where if I left, one of two things would happen. One, I might have a warrant for my arrest for not showing up to the court date. Two, the motions would definitely be dismissed without a hearing and in the Commonwealth's favor. Okay, so I'm not fucking leaving. I'm not leaving the court. I'm going to wait patiently. Now I'm wearing the mask. So see, now I'm wearing the mask. Because they told me if I didn't put on the mask, I was going to be forced to leave. Okay, ordered to leave. Okay, so I put the mask on. And they ordered me to leave anyways. I tell them I can't. And then they grab me, physically rough me up. Because I did tell them I was going to be filing a lawsuit against them for violation of my rights under American with Disabilities Act. Because I do have a documented generalized anxiety disorder. And I'm a severe asthmatic. And I was having a hard time breathing with the fucking mask on. And with the anxiety I was feeling. Once again, depression. And anxiety. Which, when you're facing this kind of stuff and you're being screwed around, and now you finally waited all these years for everything to fall off your Cory check because you were never found guilty of anything. So all the stuff that you were not found guilty of, or not charged with, or not tried on, all the stuff that was dismissed on the day of trial from the district attorney's office, which still affects your Cory check, finally fell off. Now I'm able to work in my field. Boom. Now I'm not able to work in my field right away. Because the Hampden County District Attorney's Office decides to file charges from over 5 years ago, which all the information has been deleted on. Okay, so I get roughed up, smacked around a little bit. Okay, I go up there, and sure enough, the ADA is left for the day. So the ADA, who did not want to argue against my motion that was 40 pages long, which is, I think, the first thing I posted on this channel, is me reading that motion to dismiss. It was 3.5 hours long or something like that. Some ridiculous amount of time. But if you look at it, she didn't want to argue it. She was afraid of it because all the documentation in it. So what happens? I get arrested by the court officers after having a mask on and not doing anything inappropriate, so, yep. What happens? I get arrested, charged with more crimes, and then they realize, oh my God, this guy Jeff, he was filming us. He was filming us. So what do? Because now they have to make statements to their bosses, because they've arrested someone in the courthouse and charged them. So they look at the video that they took, and they say, oh, shit. We're in trouble. We are in trouble. We just took video. We have video of this guy putting his mask on. And then us physically grabbing him and slamming him all over the place. Oh my God, we're in trouble. We're in trouble. That's what they're saying. That's what they're thinking to themselves, right? So do you know what happens? They delete all their video footage. the court officers delete all of the video footage in the courthouse from that day. Just like the Munson police had done with all of their record statements. Delete. Couldn't delete my information, thank God, because mine show that I'm just saying, hey, look, if you're ordering me put the mask on, I'll put the mask on. If you're asking me, I'm not going to do it. But if you're ordering me, I'll do it. And then I go like this. And I show them my asthma medication. Showing this is a rescue inhaler. Emergency medication. This is not this is an emergency medication. Which wears itself a hole in my pocket. Because I wear it everywhere I go. When I played football, I had it tucked into a pocket in my shirt, under my pads. So it would always be there. And so, that information is destroyed. Willfully, I believe. And then I file motions. I go on a fishing expedition to file motions. Yep, I'm fishing. I'm fishing because I'm figuring there might be evidence out there, right? Well, a couple months later, it bumps. It's like, bumps. I find out through the ADA that, well, Your Honor, there are other statements being held by the trial court department. So the judge is like, well, how long until you can get those? Well, I'm not exactly sure, Your Honor. The judge gave them 2 weeks to get that information. While the trial court department refused to give them the information, supposedly. So then the ADA, handling the case, had to contact the court and file a motion to have that information provided. And guess what? The statements say that I put on the mask. And that they told me to leave, and I said I was not going to leave because and they said that they would come and get me. And I said, I do not feel safe, and I do not believe that you will come and get me. And I feel that if I leave right now and go into the parking lot, I'm going to have a warrant out for my arrest. They wrote this in their fucking statements. Yeah, they wrote this. So, I'm reading this. I'm like, and then there's blaming this person, blaming that person. This is this statement's contradicting this statement. This one's contradicting that one. And I'm reading like 4 or 5 of these. I'm like, okay, like this is crazy. And like the person who physically assaulted me, that court officer, he says that the one who I was talking with, who was his supervisor, ordered him to arrest me after I put the mask on. And that I told him that I hoped he liked his job and his career and his house because I was going to be suing him for all of that. After I was handcuffed, he said I said that to him. And then he said I started struggling after I said that to him, and then he had to put me in wrist locks and smash my head against the wall. Well, remember, they got the video footage showing me put the mask on. They got the video footage showing me letting him handcuff me. They got the video footage of me walking with him, and then they got the video footage of my wrist being twisted up and my head being smashed against the wall. So, he kind of had to say, that something happened, but I'm surprised that he was stupid enough to actually admit that I said I was going to sue him, and then immediately he did that. I'm a former member of law enforcement. I'm a former, basically youth prison guard. Yeah. If you're going to resist, you're going to do it beforehand. And if I didn't resist being arrested at 3 o'clock in the morning at a gas station, if I didn't resist being tied down to a bed and have my clothes cut off in the Ludlow jail, if I didn't resist this and I didn't resist that, why am I going to resist being led into a holding cell when I have a motion to dismiss being heard that day, which meant that they would have just had to bring me back upstairs and before the judge when my case was heard? I'm not going to resist in that kind of situation. It makes no sense. The only reason why they would claim that I resisted is because they did not want to have that motion heard that day. They were afraid to have that motion heard. And then a couple months later, when the motion was set to be heard, the judge who was supposed to hear it refused to hear it. He issued me a standby counsel and told me to refile. Dude, I'm standing here today to have this motion heard, but nope, refused. So yeah, like, I'm gonna be depressed. I'm gonna be having anxiety attacks. My sleep schedule is gonna be off because I'm depressed. Wouldn't you be? Like, if you're going through all this stuff, like, wouldn't you be depressed? Wouldn't you be, like, having anxiety issues? You know, them being told, well, you should move. Yeah, if I pick up and move right now, that's fleeing. Or looking like fleeing. Or, no, that is fleeing. And I'm not running. I'm going to stand toe-to-toe against the district attorney's office, and I'm going to crush them. I'm going to show exactly how corrupt they are. You know, like, I'm going to prove that they're corrupt. I might have an anxiety attack while I'm doing it, but I'm going to prove it. And honestly, I am looking at right now filing a federal civil rights lawsuit in relation to what I've been facing. You know, like, hell, listen to the motions to dismiss that I posted with me reading them out. You know, like, you'll see, like, like, all of the stuff that I'm reading is facts. You know, like, where's documentation backing it all up? Like, if it wasn't facts, like, I would be in trouble for perjury because I'm my own attorney and I'm writing these documents myself, which I would be facing perjury charges if I was lying in them. Hey, like, once again, like, anxiety, depression, like, it's real. Like, like, the thing that was helping me, like, stay at least, like, like, somewhat on the upright was having a job to go to 5 days a week, just to be able to just go in there and just, like, let it all hang out, just relax, make people smile, make people laugh, and but then again, like, this, within like a month or whatever of, this probation officer finding out that I have a job, I no longer have a job. Like, you gotta wonder. Like, you gotta wonder what the hell's going on here. Like, anyone who I've ever waited tables on, any of my customers, well, some may say I've got way too much energy. Some may say, like, I'm just, I don't know. I'm just, who knows? But most of them will say, like, I'm a top-notch server. Like, even at this place, like, I used to work at Red Robin in Wilbraham. I had so many customers be like, aren't you Jeff from Red Robin? Yep, that's me. Oh my God, like, you're my favorite server. Or, oh my God, you're my daughter's favorite server. It's like, well, thank you, like, I'm glad. I'm like, hopefully I'm just as good here, But that's the whole thing, like, like, when they take away everything you have, depression is real. Like, I'm the type of person, if I do something illegal, if I do something wrong, hell, I'll take responsibility for it. Like, if I do something wrong, because I'm not a perfect person by far. Like, but I've lived my life as clean as possible. Like, I don't go out there committing criminal offenses because hell, like, all my life I wanted to become a police officer up until I realized that law enforcement is not really, there's a lot of corruption in law enforcement, and I really didn't want to be involved in protecting the thin blue line. That's just not what I wanted to do. So I went to school for psychology instead, in art education. Figured, okay, maybe I could be a counselor, maybe an art teacher, to help people out in that way. But, it's kind of fucked up when the government goes after someone because they because they took out papers checking the wrong political affiliation. A political affiliation that they despise, they hate. you know, and all I want to do is help people. You know, like, and yeah, like I'm at one of the lowest points in my life right now with the depression and anxiety right now because, you know, like the 3 criminal charges, well, the 3 cases, they have no merit, none of them. And then, like, you know, like being out of work right now, you know, like, it's like, damn. Damn. Happy New Year.